See, it is going. It's going. Okay.
You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tatah. The Africa we want. Unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherlands calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new African.
Okay. As you guys can see,
after centuries of misguidance caused by slavery, colonization, lack of awareness of our history, and institutional disinformation, a new Africa is on the move, determined and getting organized. Afrika tuko pamoja. Welcome to the United Kingdoms of Great Africa. The United Kingdoms of Great Africa is the credo of the alliance movement of all African intelligences around a common ideal, the unity and development of a strong, conquering and completely dedogmatized Africa through the channel of a strong organization called the Africa We Want Global. You are an African, Afro-descendant, researcher, historian, scientist, or simply an NGO. You want to be part of this great historical march towards the total freedom of an uninhibited Africa? Visit our website www.africawewantglobal.org. Register and discover the range of our platforms for change. AfricaWeWantGlobal.org. Join the kingdom, be part of it. An initiative of Dr. Susan Tatah.
So we are live. We are live on the Pan-African Daily TV this evening with Queen Mother, Queen Daughter, Queen Revolutionary. I call her the rebel, the rebel movement. I mean, the charger, the sparker, the everything. I hope all of you can hear me out there and you're already signed in now, because we are ready to roll. I already announced to you that Queen Dr. Melinda Barrow, the Queen of Panama, I mean, when I talk about Panama, Queen Africa, right? And so today we want to handle a very strategic topic, hold a conversation to way forward in our unity, in our business for unity. I say it, no African has any business on the planet at this time. The only business that we all have as Africans worldwide is the business of our unity and the development, the one Africa for Africans worldwide, the one passport for all Africans, the one language, the one currency, the one president, the one government of Africa. That's the only business that you as an African and even a descendant, when I say descendant, because you all know Africa is the cradle of civilization, of humanity, of Mother Nature and everything. So we are one. We're just one. The whole planet and everything evolved from this particular corner that we're talking about. It must sound some kind of like people have lost their memory long time ago, but that's the reality. That's the reality. So our business right now is the business of the unification and the total liberation and freedom of the Africans anywhere on the continent, in the diaspora, across the globe. We must come together. We've been singing and shouting and dancing this melody. It always was like it's a poetry, but right now we have to get committed. So the Queen Mother is right here to tell us. She was here and cost a lot of like, wow. So this can happen for real if the Panama and the Caribbeans are already on board and mobilizing. So this is the real deal. This is the thing. Yes. But we want to know from the time that she came here, what has happened again? What is the plan? Because she just came and she was like, so excited to see us. We connecting the continent and her together. And she was just like, all of us were just like hippie, like dancing the mbolo all around the house. But now we didn't actually go to find out what is it that happened, what actually sparked up that in her. The vision is real. We know it's God's plan. We know it's the plan of the universe. We know that it's time. But everyone that is the chosen one on this journey have a story how it all began. What actually pushed them to taking this kind of mega initiative? Why are they on this journey? Yes, it's a spiritual one, but we would love to hear more. Like now in the physical, what is it that actually sparked up? And the Queen Mother got up one morning and just like, oh, wait a minute, I'm going back. But I'm not just going back alone. Maybe let me do some things here. So we want to get back to her today. The whole conversation is going to be why? Why this journey of reconciliation? As you're logging in, make sure you're sharing and connecting to everyone so that they join us here. I see the family is not yet gathered. I know most of you are out there in Easter. And to all of you that are celebrating, I want to wish you a happy Easter time out there. But I hope you are tuning in because this conversation is actually going to tell you more about why, even after this period of Easter, the new you begins. The new you, you're in a transition now at this particular time, whatever it signifies to you. But after these days and this holiday, you're never going to be the same again if you stick on this plan, if you stick on this journey. So, Queen Mother, I want to welcome you right here into this house of the Pan African Daily. This is where we talk and talk and talk as things and discover one another, connect, meet, and just move our agenda forward. How are you doing today, my queen?
I am doing wonderful. I want to thank you once again for inviting me. So many things has happened since I was last on the show. I want to tell our audience, thank you, thank you, thank you. The last audience were just awesome. You are awesome. And one of the things I want to would like to know if most of you or all of you could put what country you're from, because I want to know who I'm reaching, because it's very important
Oh,
that
yes.
the things that are going to be said today and always being said, I just need to know if I'm reaching out my brothers and sisters around the world. It's very, very important because right here we can do so much. Right here we can look and we can see the comments, but yet we can communicate with each other. This is why the technology is there. It is time for us now to not just listen, but you have to do. You have to, even if you've passed the information along to other brothers and sisters, it has to be done because this is real. Our lives have been in a mess for a very, very long time, and we have to fix it. And by fixing it, we have to have the courage. Many of us don't have the courage. We have to have the courage. We have to figure out what's going on with us. Do we need healing? Do we need to leave everything the way it is? Do we need to communicate with each other? Do we need to know what we're thinking? And I think it's important now for us to begin this dialogue and to pass this information on to other brothers and sisters. Because as you know, we always spoke about colonialism, slavery. We always talk about all these things, but what are we doing about it? That is the key. And I've decided that I was not going to sit. I am not going to watch everybody complaining. I used to be one of those complaining, well, why is it this is happening? And why is that's happening? Well, what I failed to see is, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I asked myself that question. And I think all of us need to ask ourselves that question. What is it that we're doing? I don't care if you just pass this information on to someone else. We're doing something. Let's figure out. You don't have to go in the street, protest. You don't have to do that. But just passing information to one another, whether it's business, whether it's social issues, whatever it may be. But we have to do something. Today, I am going to talk about something that's been bothering me for a very, very long time. And I think we need to talk about it. This is Dr. Melinda Barrow. And I was born in Panama City, Panama. My family's from Colombia, from Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, all over the place. And something deep inside of me it's just been battling me where when I went to Ghana this last time, I've been to Ghana twice. And this last time I went to Cape Coast. And I listened to the person that was speaking about the history of the Cape Coast. And when I went down to the dungeon, I call it a dungeon because it is, where our brothers and sisters were kept there in order to be transported to the Americas and the Caribbean. Everyone, some people were crying. I know I cried, but I cried for a different reason. I cried because I felt spiritually, I felt that I was the one that was also taken. And when I returned, I said, my God, after 400 and something years, I'm back home. That's how I felt. I didn't feel my emotions were not that I came from that location. My emotions were, I am back. It was a weird feeling that I know I'm from home. I was born there. I was born there years ago. And somehow I felt like I'm back home, and I cried and I cried and I cried. You know why I cried the most? I cried the most because one of the things Africans do not understand, Africans that resides in Africa. The thing is that Africans are always saying on the continent, come home. Help us rebuild Africa. Help us to do all the things that's necessary in Africa. But you never ask what happened. You never ask what happened to your brothers and sisters. I am one of them. I am one of them because I represent my ancestors. Who is speaking for them in terms of why are you not asking why and what happened to you? But you're asking me, what are you going to do for Africa? Come home. That's very sensitive to many of us. And that's deeply sensitive to our ancestors, my sister Tatah. Because it's a shame that our leaders in Africa are only saying, come home. But you don't want to know what happened to us. Look at the Americas, very good. We are in pain. We are all in pain. And sometimes we're in pain and we don't even know why. You don't ask me what happened, what's happening, but you want me to come home and you want me to build somewhere I was taken from. And the thing about that is we need healing, because those of you that were colonialized and those of us that was enslaved, we're not even asking each other what really happened. And that's why God gave me this vision. And the vision is healing. We have to heal. This is why we're having this program in Panama, May 19th through the 25th, because I think that we need to sit down and embrace each other with love. You know, we've been damaged to the point where we've been taken from our home. It's just like a child been kidnapped, and we have. And then when you come home, your mother don't even ask you where you been, what happened to you, how you feel. The first thing you want to know is, from me, you better come home and build my house. How do you think we feel? This is not about that. This is not about you wanting me to come and build. We have to heal first. We have to talk first. We have to dialogue first. We have to come back to the point where we left. And this is why we are in the condition that we're in, because we have no concern. You have no concern for me and my ancestors. Where is the sympathy? We have to change our way. This is what colonialism have done to us. Slavery have done to us. Many of us might not think about it that way, but I do. I want us to once to come together and sit down and say, come home, yes, but I want to know first what happened. Give me that history. I know my forefathers sold you, but now is the time for healing. This is why the kings, this is why I've invited kings and queens, and I'm going to keep inviting you to come to Panama, because that's the point now where you need to come and find out what happened to us. I want to show you the history of not when we left, but what happened to us. No one is talking about what happened to us. Nobody is even asking what happening to us now. You think slavery is over in the United States? You think slavery is over in Latin America and the Caribbean, where they have taken us? It's not over. We are suffering and still suffering. I speak for my people. We're still catching hell. It's not over. Just because they say it's over, it's not over for us. Our children are being beaten every time they walk out the house. And it's happening in Africa too. I just saw a video the other day. They turned oil, gas or whatever it is, and throwing at the man and just put fire and burning him and beating him. How is it possible? When I saw that, I'm going to tell you guys something. When I saw that, I said to myself, my God, slavery still exists in Africa, but you want me to go home.
Yeah.
What's going on here? I saw that with my own eyes. I don't know what the man did. Whatever he did, don't deserve that. That is what Europeans did to us. Why are we doing it to each other? Is something I don't understand. The mindset. This is what they ingrain in our mind. That's a seed that was planted in our mind to do that to each other. And what are we doing? There were people standing around that man and just watching. That reminds me when Europeans used to stand, hang my brothers and sisters on Sundays, and the children standing there watching them being hung. And right after that, they have a picnic under the bodies of your brothers and sisters during slavery. And we just stand around and watched. And today, you are doing the same things to your brothers and sisters. And yet, if you don't think we're traumatized already after slavery, to come back to Africa and watch that, or watching it from this side of the world, we're still going through trauma. So this is why God wants us to do something that is going to make this stop. He wants you to know, kings and queens and my brothers and sisters and my politicians that's playing the games with what's happening. He wants us all to come together, dialogue, sit down, and figure this out together. Because I cannot come and live in Africa until we sit down and heal together, talk together. We have to have some type of communication together. This is the first time in history, listen to me, this is the first time in history that we're going to come together and dialogue. So all the kings and queens that's was invited to come, please, it is important that you come to Panama and let's sit down and talk. Do you think this is easy for me to do? I am getting all kinds of obstacles, my darlings. This is a fight to make things happen the right way. But you know what? I have something that's very special that God gave me, and that is love for my people. That is courage for my people. And I will continue. Now, you can sit back and watch me, but I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep going no matter what it takes. Or you join me from where you are, or you come and let's talk. That's where I'm at right now. I am serious, my sister Tatah. I am very serious because I'm watching my babies around the world are being hurt, raped, abused, and the adults are just sitting back and watching. I can't do that, you see. And then we call ourselves proud and we are Africans. Yes, Dr. Barrow, come to Africa and do business with us. That's what I hear. I can't do that if we cannot heal first. We have to heal first. We have to figure out why we're doing the things that we're doing and why we're continuing to do it. We're not realizing what we're doing. We're allowing Europeans to come and take whatever they want. I said that before. And you're still sitting there. Now, you will kill your own. And people, I'm not telling you to go out there and kill anybody, but I've watched something. You worship those that oppress you, and you kill your own brothers and sisters. My God, what is wrong with us? I need you to question that every single day. What is wrong with us that what we do? Question yourself. Look in the mirror and question yourselves. Why do you do what you do? There's something wrong there. Have you been possessed by those that oppress you that you can't even touch? But yet, you kill your children, you kill, I mean, my God. And you want me to come where? Back home. What home? You are continuing to destroy your home even after colonialization. You keep destroying it by doing what you're doing. And you can't tell me I'm wrong. You're sitting again, and you can feed the world, Africa, my brothers and sisters. You can feed the world, and I'm going to keep telling you that. You're not poor. The next time I hear an African say them poor, me myself going to beat you. Because you're not poor. You're so powerful. It is time now for you to come to me back where they took us. It's like a mother is looking for their children. But you're telling me to come home. No. You have to come and look for your children. Your children being kidnapped for 400 years. And the word is, I'm going home. You want me to come home. But this is what I would love. I would love for you to do. Come for us. What you're going to do in May. You're coming for your children. This is not a party. This is not a party. You are coming, kings and queens and diplomats and my brothers and sisters. You are coming because I need to make this clear to you. You're coming to see your brothers and sisters. And we want to tell you what happened because you don't know. And it was meant for you not to know. Because if you don't know, you don't care. And we want you to care about us and us to care about each other. So it starts there. So those of you that's coming to Panama, I want to thank you. Those of you that cannot make it and wish you could be there, I also thank you. Because you cannot fix anything until you do so. I'm going to challenge every president in Africa. I am going to challenge the president of the African Union that we invited. If you are listening to me, I ask you, come. Your children is also outside of Africa for 400 years. We can work together. We can build nations. But how can we do that if you don't know what happened? We want to tell you our stories. And we want to tell you what's happening today. And we want to tell you how we can build Africa. Not the way it was, but the way it should be. Time has passed. We have shown the world who we were and who we are. Now it's time to show the globe and God what He has given us and what we can do. And this is not about black and white. This is about humanity. Look at what's going on in the world. Soon it will be you. So to prevent that, let's unite. Let's unite. Let's feed our children of what we grow and what we have in our nation. Not have to export, not have to import, I should say, food from the outside to feed our children. That's a shame. We have to be ashamed that we have to be importing to feed our children when we should be exporting to feed the world. Listen to me, my brothers and sisters. It is time. But don't come and ask me to come to build Africa and you don't know what happened to us. Ask me what happened to you and let's heal together. Once we heal together, no man on this earth can stop us of what we're getting ready to do. Tatah, I give you the floor.
I don't know how to.
This is real. My brothers and sisters, this is real. And I've been through a lot. I honestly can tell you right now, I'm tired. I've been going. Anybody can tell you that knows me. I've been going and going and going. And I need your help. I'm not going to lie. I need your help. I myself cannot do this. God wants you to stand up and get busy. No one knows our stories. We don't know your story. We want to know your story. We want to know what happened during colonialism. We need to know. We don't know. We have been kept in the dark, both sides. The indigenous people of the world want to know. All of us are ready to come together. There's only a small number that have the world the way it is. But if we keep allowing them to destroy us, then we are the one at fault. So the indigenous people will be in Panama. The King Silva from Hawaii will be there, indigenous. He feels the same way I do. I speak for him. We just got through talking today. There's so many of us that have this urge and this need to be together. There's an urge and an urgency to be together. I am a woman. I'm God's child. He gave me the vision, and I will keep going. This is why I need my young people. I need you. We all need you. I am proud of all of you that are doing great things out there, because you know that there's something wrong. Again, I challenge all of you in Africa. Let's talk. Real talk. We can do business together. We can fix the social issues in our nations. We can build, give the children the opportunity, our young people. Let me tell you something, our politicians. The young people need to be where you at.
Mm.
Because somehow you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Let the young people in. This is their time. This is the era. You cannot keep doing what you're doing and not letting them in. There's so much I can talk about. But the first thing I want to say, let's come together. We will do that. We will have a ceremony where we will have the King Adeyeye bring peace and other kings that we have selected to be here in Panama. That's the time now. This is the time. Not 2063 and 20 this and 20 that. Now. You have been given a time. God don't give time. God say no. God don't know about time. Man created time. It's almost like you're saying, I'm in jail for something I didn't do. And then you tell them, the judge, you know what, judge? Send me to jail, but let me tell you when I want to come out. 2063. And you stay in jail because you give yourself that time. Don't give yourself time. Let's start working now. How can you give yourself a time to somebody giving you a time to do something? Why can you do it now? Why can we stop? It is you. You have the power to make the change, but your mindset is always waiting for somebody to tell you what to do. Just because I born somewhere else, you think I'm different? We're all Africans. We're the only one calling ourselves all kind of things. I am tired. We are the only ones that calling ourselves all kind of names. And we're all African people. Just because I born somewhere else, you think I'm different? What kind of nonsense is that? Huh? If Tatah leave here now and go to Panama and she have a child, so what is she? It's because of the birth in a nation, but then she take away her own self, her self-identity. She's no longer African. She's Panamanian because of the birthplace. And then you're denying who you are. You go to France, you go all over the place and you're denying who you are. What kind of nonsense is that? We're all African people, no matter where we are. We could be in China, we're Africans. But you are the one that's creating more problem than it is. And we need to change that, and we can do it. And stop allowing people to dictate to you and telling your own history of your suffering. Nobody can tell you how much you suffer, but you. But you allowing other people to tell your history. No. We have to tell our own history. Because if we don't tell it, our children are doomed because they don't know. You're living in a big house, you have cars, you have this, you have that. You're pretending that nothing ever happened in colonialism. You're pretending. Sure, you're rich. Oh, You see shows that we showing African rich young people. Does that change anything? It don't change nothing, because there's only a few of us and a few of you saying, oh, I'm rich, then nothing happened. You see, I'm on my yacht, I'm on my this. And you walk through the streets, you see the children, mothers, everybody begging. And we're not concerned about that. No. I will continue to do what I do until God is ready for me. I hope you have a mind to really receive this message. It's not about money. This is not about money. You see this event that I'm doing? This journey that I'm doing? Let me tell you something. When somebody tell me them can't give me money, you know what I do? I go to my bank account and I gonna do what I have to do. I'm not gonna sit there and beg. Even if I go broke, I am doing what God sent me to do. And every time somebody tell me no, somebody else say yes. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. When somebody tell me, oh, one company say, oh, we can't give it to you. No, we have to give it to you 2 months later. This is me. Okay, let me celebrate. Because I celebrating, you know why? Because I know God is going to bless us. And guess what? Blessings. But I'm not going to stop. I started this with a vision, with no money. None. So let's learn something here today. Don't tell me to come and build Africa. Come first. Let's come first and talk about what happened to the children that left Cape Coast over 400 years ago. You never asked that question. You're just talking about they left. They took our people. Well, man, if you were to know what happened to them, my God, you wouldn't be crying. You would be bawling. You would be bawling. So the pain that the people in Latin America are going through, the pain that Americans are going through, even though they built America, look at how they're being treated. Police officer taking his knee and pressing on a man's neck in bright daylight. He's telling you you're nothing and you'll never be anything. How dare them do that? And don't talk about the Caribbean. This is where slavery took place. Vicious. And what are you doing? What are we doing? So this is going to be a dialogue in Panama. We're going to talk. We're going to have a round table. No conference. Tired of conferences. And then we leave. You invite me to a program, and then you're not talking about the real issues. Everybody just wants to do business and business and business. And when you do business, what? The people still, there's no result in helping our people. Let's be real. Let's be real. How am I going to help you? I don't know you. Let's get to know each other. And once we understand what happened to both of us, both sides of the world, trust me, we are going to work hard to change things around the world. Thank you, Tatah. If anybody has any questions, let me know. I'm right here.
Thank you, Queen Mother. I mean, you succeeded to actually put us in tears because the truth is the truth and it can pierce you. And don't worry about the tears. Tears are just emotions, just like laughter on the other side. But when I listen to you, you're like the female version of Professor James Small. You are the female version. Because you know what? I hate just sweet talking. I hate just, creating a hype. I hate just do. Uh-uh. That is too much of fakeness. It's a fact. Let's go down to it. But I like when we balance it. When you cry out that pain in you, I cry. Because when you say leaders in the country, I just feel so guilty. Like you were just speaking to me, and I want to beg you, Queen Mother, like they are old. They are maybe also not just conscious. I am
Yes.
coming to that name. I'm coming on their behalf. I'm coming to take that punch in
Mhm.
in all the kings and the queens that you're inviting. And it is just a puzzle that is coming together, and it's the big plan. When I look in the comments and I see some people talking about you not mentioning money. That was the topic that we had yesterday. And when you're still in that mentality that you think paper is what is going to give you freedom,
Yes.
you're still in that narrative. And you don't know when people say money, because that's what they blinded our heads
Yeah.
with. And that's
Yeah.
why we are slaves to today, talking about the same, using even the same word doesn't make sense
Yes. Yes.
until we go back to find out how did we do business with one another, what did we use. Because
Mhm.
when you just come and don't crucify that term, that
Yeah.
fiat term, paper, like President Paul Kagame said. When I look back and I sit in my office
Yes.
and think, that was what he said. When I realize that it's paper that
Yes.
someone
It's
bring
paper.
to me and take all my minerals,
Yes.
then
Yes.
that's when I begin to ask myself, paper?
Yeah.
When I look at China come with suitcases, like Professor James Small said, suitcase,
Yeah.
suitcase to take a whole nation minerals, and you bring a suitcase.
Full of paper
So when we
with no
want,
value. No value, just a piece of paper. No
when we are
value.
talking about money, until we destroy that narrative in
Yes.
our head, we
Yes.
will not go to the origins of how we can work together.
That's right.
So it's not about money, as the term currency. We're talking about, when you hear, it's just the same thing. Like, there's some words, once you hear them, because of that narrative, because of the way they twisted it, you just think what you have been seeing. And then you ask yourself, but why is it that the same thing I talk and we're still here, like you said? So, my queen, I am very thankful. Like I
Thank
said,
you.
you're the female version of Professor James Small. You are. He came here and made a conversation about how our leaders and our kings or queens or whatever never had sanctuary about them. It is current going on, shot in the head just because of wrong documents of paper. It is going on the new law in South Carolina, and the death toll and the death list is already there. It is current everywhere that we're going, that everything is evolving. And all we just sit and just to think about some things that don't even has never solved any problem, even in the world, they know it.
Yeah.
Play chess game, they give you here, take you here. No, that's not the Africa we want to build. Queen Mother, this is the Africa you are talking about. If the spirit are not concerned, if I don't feel pain for you, you don't feel pain for me, let us pack our things and go back and just be the way we're living now, and stop talking and stop narrating and telling stories and playing the game of chess and reciting poetry. So I'm very thankful. This is what is going to be. This is what has had to be for long, looking at us and not lying to each other and not
Yes.
politicizing and not being too scholar and not
Yes.
being too I know everything and not being my way the only way and not be I know I'm the savior. Don't
Yes.
be I am the Jesus. If you don't come through me, it's a lie.
Yes. 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 Yeah. they have taken Jesus and positioned Jesus as to limit us and limit our thinking. I do believe that a lot of us have become so afraid because of how they have presented God and and Jesus. We have been dominated mentally for so long that everything that is said to us, we believe. We don't even investigate anymore. When one person says something, they just take what the person says and then pass it on to others. And that's what we go with. Even what I'm doing, I have been challenged in a way where I don't think people even understand what I'm doing, but they will eventually, because it's always when you're doing something good to free the minds of people and their lives, our own people will come and try to destroy that. And it's happening to me now. And what I do is that I honestly don't have the time or the patience to focus on that, because that's where people detour you. That negative force will detour you by other people's ignorance. And we have to recognize ignorance when it comes. You just, for those of you that are doing great things, and when God gives you a vision, continue no matter what people are saying. You have to keep moving, because people will challenge you. People will tell you all what it's not. And they could not do that because God didn't give that to you. When God gives you something, Tatah, is because he knows you can do it. When God tell you, and all the audience that are here today, when God give you something, go, move. No matter what it takes, just keep going. Some of us have great dreams and great visions and talents. And as soon as someone tell you what you cannot do and it's not going to work, you walk away from it. Don't do that, because those could be things that can change the world. But the negative force don't want you to change the world. That could be your mother, your cousin, your father, your sister, your brother. Don't listen. Just go by what your vision, what God gives you. And that's what I'm doing. So many people come and tell me, Dr. Barrow, I don't think it, and it's too expensive, and it's too this, and it's too that. Well, we are going to put it live for everyone to see. But I got to continue to do what I'm doing, because I have great colleagues, great people in the Chamber of Commerce. I have to mention Miss Camarena from the Senadap organization. When I first brought this to Krishna Camarena, she cried. This woman cried when I first told her about what I was going to do. And I knew then that was the woman I needed to work with in Panama. And I want to thank you, Krishna Camarena, because she believes that this is the time to make the change. And she's also making many changes in Panama. And there are great women and men now that chiming in. And I want to thank all of you guys for chiming in with me, because I'm going to tell you, this is not going to stop, because it's a journey. This is a journey. This is not a program, a conference, a forum. It's a journey. And all of you that are writing, Paulette, Norman Henderson, Leo Wright, Fox, all of you, we're going to work together. The world. You need to meet your brothers and sisters overseas, and my brothers overseas got to meet you. You know why? Because this is the time. We can't, when we doing this show, when we get off, we still working. You understand? We're working hard. So I don't want you to come on this show and Tatah show just to look and see. No, Tatah wants you to work. Tatah wants you to join. Tatah wants you to tell other people to come and look at the show, because this is information that we need. You see, we need to start sharing what we have. And stop talking about, oh, if I tell her my idea, she gone with it. Well, she must go with it because you're not doing nothing about it. Because when God give you something, he wants you to do it now, not when you feel like. Because if he give it to you now and you keep procrastinating about you going to start next year, new year, my new year is all 12 months. That's my new year. My new year is not January 1st. It's every day. So when God give you something, don't sit back there and tell yourself, well, you know what? I'm going to start for the new year fresh. Every day is fresh. Every day is fresh. Every day is new. So don't sit there and talk about when you going to start. When God give you something, start now. Not tomorrow, not next month, now. And if you need help, you can always call Dr. Barrow because I am willing. I am doing so many things you wouldn't even believe. But somehow he gave me a talent to multitasking. You know what I'm saying? So, Tatah, we have to do this. And my brothers and sisters, you know what I want you to do? Just go into the internet and just type what happened after your brothers and sisters was taken from Africa. Learn about slavery. Learn about colonialism, my brothers and sisters. And you're going to see, I don't even know how we're still alive based on what all that happened to us. Every disease have been thrown to Africa for testing. I don't know, oh, we still survive. But yes, I know there is a God. God wants you alive. And you mentioned something earlier that is so true. People come with paper that they print to come and take your gold and diamonds. That's amazing. No substance with the paper that they are bringing. No gold to back it up. No nothing to back it up. Just print a paper and you're giving away the gold as though that money is real. Ain't nothing real about that. Huh? What's real is what you're giving them. You see. And you're going to be doing that for the rest of your life if you continue to pretend that you don't know what's going on. And by the grace of God, we're still alive.
Ashe. Bayete.
Ashe. Bayete.
Bayete, my queen. Bayete. You see, and it's not just only about that, the sparkling, the way you're just shining. You know, sometimes because all the things that we've been saying here, it's like recycling. But when it comes from where it is, from the truth, from the voice of the Most High, from the Creator, and in love, because that's what I call love. That's what I call it. Don't come
Yes.
here and give me all some perfumes and tell me, oh no, it's the young prophet that God has given to us is coming live on Sunday, and he has a message again. The queen, the king of 12, one love at home and abroad. One love home and abroad. Solidarity alarm is the code for a new for a renewal. 12 Ubuntu, one love.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there is a message that is coming up, and we are going to digest that. Tomorrow, Professor James Moore is coming up, and exactly on this same routing. And I wonder the fire that he's going to come here looking so cool. And but the female version has already come ahead of him and can prepare us already. What we're already seeing, all these doctor, really the doctors now from the heart. This is
Yes.
what we call title. This is what we call, humility. Humility. When I see humbleness and you see humbleness, only when you have the melanin of truth, you know what humility is all about. Now the queens already have been on the move and they were just waiting. And you know how they take their time. Someone is telling me this. They take their time. The queens always come late. I want to divert this alone. All of you are kings that are here. You know that sickness that takes us, the women, whether you want to rush to a party, they're always late. They're always late. Even on, during in the garden or whatever, we're always late. The women are always late. And our kings sometimes are like, I don't know what happened. I did it. I'm doing it all my time. Even when we're ready to go out to what, I will still come back home to get something that I forget. I don't ever know what. So what am I trying to say? It takes that time to be a royal queen. The universe did not just make us slow, didn't make us to come last as the queens. And we're going to figure out that we're going to talk about that because that's a very pertinent thing that I want to put out there. And I'm writing a book on it. Why do we always come late? Because the queens come only when the gathering is full to make things work, to fix it. Okay. So this time of the Amazons again, and you see Dr. Melinda Barrow Harris. You see Dr. Arika Nashihombari. You see Queen Gingone II. You see all the Queen Sherry. You see Synovia. You see Kalena. You see Sandra Braggs. You see all of them. You see Queen Dr. Susan Tatah in Efwa. You see all Matamera, even the young queens, Patrina Shinde. You see, we're coming, and everybody has been thinking Africa is coming late. No, the queens take their time, and when we come, we're always on time because we just come to fix. So be in Panama, be in Detroit, be in Germany. These three events are a rotational and it's a turning point. In Germany, I told you a long time ago, that was the house that after our slavery and colonialism sat around on a round table and said, we're going to Congo, 1884. And it's the same thing we keep saying it. Oh no, we just move on. Let's just move on. Even our people, oh no, we're always going back to Sankofa. We turn our back and say we want to pick the egg, and then we don't. No, no, no. This time we turn our back and we turn our face and move. So you can never make it right ahead without knowing what happened. And like the Queen is saying, we keep repeating, recycling the same thing and turning in the round, and we don't know why we don't progress. Now is the level is end. Next level means now even the sitting and talking is not like we're gonna fix anything, but we just want to know that we are sincere and honest. So I'm so thankful, Queen Mother, that you're making these things happen. Now, every people that have been looking for the ticket and saying, oh, yes, I'll be there. I know already a lot on my team. All my women from the executive team from the Africa We Want Global are going to Panama. They also would be in Detroit. It's not just talking. They say, oh, Dr. Susan, where you're going, we don't leave you go alone. We are there with you. Because the queens are rolling now, all of us. And when I said Germany, it's a key after slavery and colonialism. Germany and the history of Africa is the three corners that we have to fix, that we have to talk about it openly, dialogue, and then move. So you see, everything that we always been doing never had gone through this routing. That's why the Queen Mother is saying this is the first time in history. There never had been this kind of. We've seen movement from America back to the continent back to America, Jamaica back to. We've had the unity movement on the continent among itself, the Pan-African movements and stuff. But I have never, because all of us were here, my queen. We're just an extent. We're coming in another form. But we never went through this three, fixing the past from the continent to the diaspora continent, and then the middle point where we all sit.
Right.
Wow. Tell me about that.
Well, I think it's important, but before I go there, I think it's important that we also realize something. And this is something that has been happening to us for a very, very long time. The question is, and I'll answer the question, why is it that when one of our brothers and sisters rise and trying to build us together, put us together, there's always rivalry? We just can't seem to, when there's something good, there's rivalry between each other. And the second thing is that why is it that we don't respect each other in terms of, if you're from a country and you want to bring unity together, the people that lives in the country don't work with you. But that trickles back to slavery, you see.
Mm-hmm.
We don't understand, a lot of us, why things happen, but it trickles back to slavery. And you find more people on the outside giving you the support than the people right there with you. And that is almost like you're on a plantation and one of us decided that we don't want to stay in the plantation anymore. We want to run away. We want to do good. We want to have a better life. And then right there on the plantation, we will go and tell the master, Dr. Barrow is going to run away tomorrow. Instead of thinking, when Dr. Barrow run away, that's one less slave on this plantation, and we need to celebrate. You see, there's always one of us, or two of us, or three of us that realize that something is wrong, and they're trying, and they want to make that change. But what it is with us is that we are more thinking on a small scale, where she thinks that she's going to make it, and we're not going to make it. We're going to stay here. I don't want us to think that way anymore. The way I want us to think is that once she goes, she's going to come back, you see, to help us. Our mindset has to change. And this is why they talk about the crabs in the barrel. But you never ask yourself, who put the crabs in the barrel? Who does the barrel belongs to? And when all the crabs are trying to come out, is because that is not their natural place. So everybody's trying to come out, not because they're trying to destroy each other, but they know that they're in a place where they don't belong. Now, let's go back. The reason why we have to do what we are doing today, the reason it's called a journey, is because it has to continue to one generation to the next.
Ashe.
The generation that's coming, we have to prepare for them from now.
Yes.
We can't just have a program once every 3 months and think you're doing something. You're doing nothing. That was what she said in my dream. Dr. Barrow, what is it that you're doing? I'm saying, I told her in my dream, I'm bringing Africa to the Americas to connect. She says, no, you're doing nothing. Now I understand what she means. She wants a journey. She wants continuance. It's not a one-day event. It's a life event. It's not a 2063 event or a 2050 or a 2030. It's a life event. And I'm going to remove the word event. This is our life, period. This cannot be an event or a program. This is our life. So think about when you say you're going to do a conference. Does it stop there? Most of the time it stops there. You stand, you have 5 speakers, and it stops there. It's a journey. It's a lifestyle. When a child can say once and for all, I am not poor based on what I have. That's a lifestyle. We cannot just have an event. We have to have a lifestyling saying who we are, what we are, where we're going, what we're going to do, how we're going to prepare for them coming. We cannot keep having these little conferences and think we're doing something. You're doing nothing. You know why you're doing nothing? Where are the changes? Now, if there were big changes, for years, then you will see it improving. We are improving, but everybody is not participating. Imagine if everyone were to participate in what Tatah doing and what many others are doing, we will be moving faster. Don't ever let no man tell you a date in when we are supposed to move. Let's move now. And this is why this is considered a journey. It's a lifestyle. I am going to speak about myself of who I am. I am great. We have been not permitted to say who we are because of slavery, because of colonialism. We've been holding down everything God gave us because colonialism and slavery been telling you, you can't say you're great. You are a slave. You are nothing. You're not even human. Well, let me tell y'all something, and that's still going on today in America and the world. But let me tell you something. I am great. I'm a great woman. And all the women out there that are looking at me right now and that are listening to me, you are great. Tell yourself you're great. Men, tell yourself you're great. I don't care where you're from and you're being oppressed. Tell yourself you're great. Whatever problems you're going through in this country, in different countries, when you leave Africa and you're going to other countries and they're looking at you like you're nothing, man, tell yourself you're great. You see, this is why I say, politician, what are you doing for your people? You're letting your people leave their own country, huh? And suffering out there when they could be in their own country building. But we're too busy stealing from your own closet. We have to change this, man. When are you going to change it? I am really sick and tired of you coming to my country and trying to hide money. I'm tired. You should have the biggest hospitals all throughout Africa, but we're too busy stealing. And let me tell you, those that are doing great are proud of you. Those that are doing great in your country in Africa, I'm proud of you. God is proud of you. God is saying, that's my son. That's my daughter. Trying to make a change in the continent that I've given you. I've given you everything. Now it's time for us to change everything again. Hello? So I am saying, let's work together. I am willing to come home and make it happen because I'm making it happen now. So if you think I'm just talking, call me.
Try you.
And try me. Honestly. And you're going to see the power that this woman here have. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I mean that it's time for a change. Don't you think, audience? Don't you think it's time for a change? I think it's time for a change.
They are all agreeing.
I think it's time for a change. You know, Jamaica, El Salvador, Panama, Guatemala, Belize, it's time for a change. United States, Chicago, Philadelphia, New York. It's time for a change. If you don't love being beaten down every day, that's you. But that's not the rest of us. We have to sit there and wait for little crumbs for them to send us in the mail. When we are builders and creators. And what happened? We became servers. No more. Tell God, no more God. We're going to stand God. We are going to show God what he created. We're not doing that. We're not showing God what he created. We're showing God what they have done to us and what they continue to do to us. When are you going to change the mindset? I recently was invited by San Andres, Colombia, because they told me, come, Dr. Barrow. The change have to start here. And I went to San Andres, Colombia, and it was a miracle. Miracle. The mindset of the people start changing immediately. Immediately. Because that island is being destroyed. not by nobody else, but for themselves. They're the one that destroying their own island and don't even realize that they are. You see? They don't even realize that they are. So those things we have to change. We are the one that's, you see, they program it in your mind and then you just continue and don't want to stop. You still doing what they told you to do. They gave you an education and you still right under that education. They gave you a law, you still right under the law. They gave you everything and you still right under it, embracing it. No, you have to change it. You can't continue to learn about European history and don't know about your own history. You cannot continue to speak other people's language and don't even know yours. You cannot do these things. You have the same government. What have you changed? They gave you the name Nigeria. They gave you a flag. Come on, huh? Come on. You're going to keep doing that? And then you're saying you're independent? We have to start all over again. To show our children that's coming, we stood up and we made the change. That's what we have to do. And stop going over to America and being ill to those in America that build America so you can go to America in order to have opportunity. Unity. And that's how you know you don't know who you are. When you go to America and you're mistreating the Americans, Black Americans, African Americans, because you don't know the history. You don't know what they've been through. And that's why when you go, you have an attitude, you feel like you're better than them, and then you became a British, French. That's how you treat them over there. You treat them like you British. You treat them like you're Portuguese. You treat them like you French. They're your people. But because you don't know your history, that's what you do. How dare you come to America and treat the brothers and sisters the way you do? Trust me, I know. I had a Nigerian boyfriend when I was 19 years old. I know. I heard all of the things that was being said. We have to stop. And this is why we have to sit down and dialogue to get to know each other. We're not different people. We're the same people. We need to learn to respect each other. We don't even respect each other. This tribe don't get along with that one, and meanwhile we're fighting, they take it. You see. So Tatah, I'm going to talk about the program that we're doing.
Okay.
May 19th through the 25th. We are having several programs. We're going to speak before the history of Africa, because everybody likes to speak about slavery. We're going to touch on it, but we're going to talk about before slavery. People have to know who we are. We're going to speak about slavery, and then we're going to speak about now. And we're going to speak about the future of what we're going to do. Then we're going to have 2 days of business. And those 2 days is going to consist of the first day, the 20th, Panamanian businesses and agencies will speak about the business opportunities in Panama. The 21st, businessmen and women from Africa and all around the world, they will get opportunities to speak about the business opportunities, for example, about Ghana and about all these different countries. Then we're going to have a cultural event to show you our cultural dances. But guess what? You're going to discover is the same thing. It's the same thing. One of the things that I'm so proud of, Tatah, is that no matter how long they took us from Africa, over 400 years, and guess what? We're still beating the drum. We're still dancing like we were born in Africa. You understand? And then we're going to have our ceremony. The ceremony of getting to know who we are, getting to know each other. The king is going to present a libation for our ancestors, because see, Our ancestors are hurt, and God wants to bring peace for them. That's why the kings and queens are going to be there. They are going to realize now that they came for them, and they're going to say, we're sorry that our ancestors also sold you. But we are going to have the indigenous people of the land in Panama and, of course, of Hawaii that are coming. And right there, we are going to unite, and we're going to let the world know that we are back together no matter what. We're going to have a round table for us to sit together to talk about the needs of the continent. This is why it's important for the president of the African Union to be there, because it's time, President, that we have a conversation. Africa can do it alone. We need all to be together. And also, we are going to be discussing at the parliament, it's called the Parlatino in Panama, where the kings and queens and the diplomats will have that conversation with the people from around the world. In Panama, in the Americas, and the Caribbean, we are going to have a conversation with each other. The time is now. So the event is from the 19th through the 25th. People will be arriving on the 18th. We have a website. I put it here, but in the chat side, I don't know how to get it over to the other side.
It's already there. SID Region Global Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, 6 regions, 6 with a TH, Region Global Chamber of Commerce.org. And you can register there. Today was actually the last day until midnight. We had promoted it for $200 for all of the event and $75 for the gala. You can still do it today, and then after tomorrow it goes to $250, and then the gala is $100. At the gala is where we're all going to meet, and we're going to celebrate our ancestors in a new way. Because trust me, when the kings and queens come to Panama, we are going to release souls. And I'm going to tell you why. Each of us in Latin America, our ancestors are also there. And also in colonialism, they're also still awake. That's how I feel. And each of you, listen to me carefully, each of you that releases your mind from all of that and heal, then you're going to be releasing your ancestors. I'll say it again. Each of you that come to that point in your life that you're going to go through the healing that God wants you to go through is going to release all those souls from each generation. Remember that. Because how can they be released if you don't know who you are? That's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for you. They're waiting for you to be healed. Once you were healed, that means you know the truth. That means now that they will be released to God. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. The time is now, like you just said it. You were just talking, and I was like, when you are related to the issue of why is it that all of us don't support each other, and we keep thinking that it's a problem. It's not a problem.
It's not a problem.
Let's leave. Anybody that wants to go. Anybody that wants to grow, because everyone has that journey, like the crab in the barrel. Everyone is struggling to just spread out and go. I mean, I wanted to really emphasize that again, because I think that's also a narrative that we keep saying about ourselves. Like you said, it is actually a narrative that was implanted or
in us.
inherited like any other. Because from
Yeah.
my experience, like I know, I think the others also from the continent, not just from the continent, but in the village, from the village girl that I am.
Yes.
I never experienced that. And
Yes.
actually, until you start going into the urban cities, and then you really start seeing that kind of like. And so
Yes.
some of these narratives and even the attitudes are actually inherited from the colonizers, even when they came. So it's very important for us to know that most of the things that we say we are not that. We are
Yes.
not the one that, oh, we hate each other, we kill each other. Yes, the physical things that we do are there, but it's coming from a history that had
Mhm.
been like that we have to learn again to make things right.
Exactly.
Am I correct?
That's correct. I want to explain it in a spiritual way. Let me explain it in a spiritual way.
Go ahead.
Spiritually, what we consume, there are those that sometimes wish they could be somebody else. That's where that negativity comes from. Have you ever heard people say, I want to be just like her?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I want to be just, we all say that sometimes. I want to be
Mm,
just like her. Not realizing you have something in you that you have not discovered yet. So therefore, you're looking at something that mentally is above you in your mind, that is better, but not realizing what you have. Sometimes we have something great inside, but we have not tapped into it as yet. So when you don't tap into what God has blessed you with, then when you see somebody else with something, it feels good, right? And then we go, there's two episodes with that. There's two things with that. I want to be just like her with a good heart. I want to be just like her, but then there's a jealousy because it exists. Jealousy exists, you see. So, not knowing what you have, you see, you want to be like that person, but not recognizing you have greater things. The greater thing that you have would be compatible with her. You see, what you're asking for is something always similar to what you want to be.
mm,
You just have not tapped into it. So it's a similarity to what you want to be.
mm,
So what happens is people that are doing great things sometimes become jealous of the other person. And
mm,
that's just humanity. That's just the human way, you see. So what we need to do is to go deeper within ourselves and discover what God has given us. So now, this is the even better thing. Once you discover what you have, you will find yourself connecting with people that has that similar gift that you have. You're following what I'm saying?
correct.
It's not that we cannot work with each other. There are some of us that become jealous of others because they see themselves rising. They see the other people rising when in fact they should be rising with them. You see? So when you rise with each other, then you're working with each other. When you're looking at that person and you become jealous with these people, then there is a static. You can't work with each other. I have found where I work well with each other, with other people. But there are some people, and a lot of people can agree with me, there are some people that don't want to work with you because of there could be jealousy, there could be all these different type of things that prevented them. You might not experience what I've experienced. You might not experience what other people experience, but it exists. What I'm saying is, if we really know who we are, then we wouldn't feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
If we knew we had a purpose in life, what
Mm-hmm.
is your purpose? Your purpose may be to educate young people, work with young people, but in all of us doing something in a positive way, then we will rise faster than we are. But if we feel and have jealousy, if we feel that we have to compete with each other, you see, we can't afford to compete with each other at this time in time. We have to stop the competition. You see, competition is based on who want to rise on the top. We can't afford that. We all have to rise together because it's going to take us longer to get there, because we have a reason why we need to rise together, because we cannot continue to be oppressed. You see, so what I am saying is, there are people, and in the spiritual way, everything is not always good. I want people to realize that, because we think everything's supposed to be beautiful. No, that's why you have a negative force in between. Notice, you can be working with somebody, everything is going good, and also the other one say, how come you in the newspaper and I'm not? How come you are this and I'm not? You see, that's when the negative force and the positive clash. You see, so we need to work together. We need to like each other, because even in Africa, you have tribes. Not all tribes get along with each other, they fight with each other. The indigenous, the same thing. They fight with each other. So we need to be a realistic. Why are we fighting together? Why? Because we do not understand the spiritual world. Anytime you rise in to do God's work, that negativity comes in order to stop what we're doing. And every time it comes, you have to know what it is. You have to recognize it for what it is and stop it, because many things have happened to me since I have been doing the journey of reconciliation. But I recognize who they are. And guess what? You can't come here because you're coming to destroy. So that's what I mean by people. Some people cannot work together because they're coming with a negative force. And that negative force, they don't even know it exists. That's why you have to be in tune with God. You have to build a relationship with God, because if I didn't, this would have been shut down long time ago. For the last 3 years, I've been working on this. It would have been shut down. But when you see the negative force coming and you recognize it, shut it down. Move. It is time to move. This is why I say, when people are saying Black folks can't work together, yes, they can. You just have to know you have to be in that spiritual world, that when it comes knock your door, you recognize for what it is and you fix it for you to continue. We don't do that. We're only dealing with the physical, and you cannot deal with the physical whenever we are doing this type of work. And guess what? Didn't it happen to Jesus? Hello. He had the enemy right in his circle.
um uh, and particularly you mentioned something like, when they see you in the newspaper, and then they are, some things.
Yes,
Anyway, that's gonna be another conversation about
yes,
this kind of, we know all where it's coming from, because what I know growing up in the villages, most of these negative sentiments or contrary sentiments that come up are just always driving you in the wrong thing. And I know my ancestors or my grandparents or the elders in the village used to say, "You're just jealous of somebody. Do you know his problems?" So don't be jealous of anybody because you're just
no,
inheriting his problems. So
exactly. I
it is
love that.
like,
Yes.
yes, it's as simple as that. Just saying, I'm envy of somebody. And this person can be in the newspaper, but he's the biggest debtor. And so you admiring him means you just inherited his debts. So it is an African proverb that is very profound. We had this conversation when President Obama was president, and we know young, because I work a lot, I mean, in the community, and everybody like, oh, you know what? I want to be like Michelle. Oh, I love to be like Michelle Obama.
Yes.
I mean, all of us love our sister Queen.
That's an admiration. That's an
But
admiration. Yes.
yes, that's an admiration, but also, um, and we begin to tell the ladies or the people, you can admire somebody, but of course, if they give you also his problems or her problems, you maybe would not want to be that person. So
That's it. That's it.
it's easy to say I like this person, like you said,
Yes.
or I admire, but you wanting to be somebody, be very careful. Like I said it again, the African
Right.
proverb say, make sure you don't inherit the curses, the debts
That's
of somebody just because you're looking from the
that's
inside.
true.
So run
That's
away
true.
from that.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
That would be
So
a good show.
of course, that yes, we're coming up to issues. Those are, like daily life experiences and social topics that we'll be having
Right.
here. So, but I want to thank you so very much, Queen Mother.
Thank
You've been
you.
elaborate, you've empowered us, you've given us a more reason, not just because of one point that we are saying, but I think the original conversation has always been, like you said, our only mission that we came from the divine is only just to come here and mind your African business. I
Yes.
don't know why the creator did not make us and give us some different kind, or why did he not just mix the world? Like we always say, no, it's one. I used to question and like, why did he make you African, give you a color, give you a place, give you some things? Why did he make Europeans, give them a color, give them a place, give them some gift? Why did he make the Asians? So if he had already from the origin, the world was like that, coming from Mother Africa, but giving us a competence. So why do I want to be something else that I was not given? It's a simple reflection and self-evaluation, but it takes time. And we're not accusing anybody that if you're not already there. That's why the conversation yesterday was so important. Go back to it and just understand why love is only what we need to move any other mountains. And that love is loving yourself first. Don't go and ask somebody to give you,
Right.
because that same person is looking for that same thing. So start by loving yourself. And Queen
Yes.
Mother, I really want to thank you for what you just said. Like, let's just mind our business. Like we say, drink water and mind our African business.
Yes.
And so with that,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
each
Yes.
time even the jealousy comes or some kind of negative feeling, please just take water, go to the tap,
Yeah.
put it in, drink it, and say, I want to
Yeah.
mind my African business.
Right.
And this
I've
is
learned.
going,
I've learned something. When you knock my door, I don't open it. I just say, "What is it that you need?" And then they start the gossip or the negative. I say, "I'm so sorry. I can't open the door right now. Don't need it. I have a space for God." In that space, I wrote a book, Unveiling the Illusion, Know Who You Are. It's an Amazon. But I have one of the chapters say, give God his space. Whatever junk that's in there, remove it. But give God his space, because he will guide you. He will love you. He always loves us no matter what, but he will let you be aware of what your talent and your gifts are. But when there's too much crowd, you don't have the time to even search. Yes.
I
Thank you.
share, I share, my queen. Thank you
Bayete.
so much. Yes, Bayeta, I don't want to exhaust your time so much, because
Thank
you've
you.
really been feeding us what we say. You've been nourishing us here with the right fruit. Um,
Yes.
and like we always say and appreciate our audience. Remember, I go back to the words of Professor PLO Lumumba. I think, like he used to tell me, I'm not the the author of everything that I just said, but
Yeah.
that's what I think. So like nobody has the monopoly over knowledge, and our audience know anything that we say, anything that we do, anything that we communicate together doesn't mean It is must be only. Do your research. All of us are at work. All of us are in this journey, in this business of the unity of ourselves by loving one another. So anything that we say, or like the Queen Mother said, just type it, even from your, we've had scholars here, what happened to us, what happened also on the continent. We've been misguided by the negative narratives, media, and whatever. But it's also because we are just like babies that are waiting to be fed. We're not
Yes.
doing our homework. So go ahead, do your homework, do your research, read from so many authors, and
Right.
even you yourself know what you feel in you, because
Yes.
truth is in everyone. You don't even need to do all this research. You are a whole research yourself. So thank you so much, my queen. Thank you.
Thank you
And
so much. I want to
yes,
thank all of you for watching the program. And I really appreciate, love all of you. And we'll see you next time.
thank you so much. I think there were no questions, but I just want to recognize people that are really
Yeah.
commenting here. I saw our brother Henderson say America is just a very delicate place. They've been killing a lot of our people.
Yeah.
It's happening everywhere, brother, on the continent, everywhere, everywhere in the world. I
Yes.
think, like
Yeah.
the Queen Mother said, it's a humanity crisis thing. It's a kind of a sickness that we are inside. And so you could see a lot, a lot. I think you were reading the charts and all the comments. If there were questions, they already drop in. If there were comments, they already drop in. And one thing I like about this family, even when others are supporting each other, right? When somebody say, "Oh, this is good," and you see like Leo writes, and the others like, "Oh, yes, yes, yes." Oh, Ashe.
Yes. Yes.
It's just a wonderful family here. I'm telling you, the chosen ones are the ones that are really locating. And I think it's not us, that it's not me, it's not the Queen Mother, it's not, it's just the time that all these pauses are fitting. If you're
Mhm.
here for the first time and you've not subscribed, you've not had your membership as as a family member, make sure you just do it. While we'll be meeting in all these places, and even if we are not, we're connected virtually. We'll
Yes.
stream that. Is that conference going to be streamed, my queen?
Yes, it's going to be streamed. Definitely, it's going to be streamed. We'll provide all that information next month, but it will be streamed because definitely those that cannot make it, we want them to participate as well. And I just want to throw the last thing in there. I would like my queens in Africa and around the world. I want to say to you, it's time for us to rise to be the queens that we should be. We as women, we are nurturers. And I think now it's time for us to nurture our women, our friends, our children. It is time now for us to educate our children how to be kings and queens the right way, to build our nations, to build the continent and the world. We always talk about the continent, but we don't realize that we owned the world. Thank you.
Huh. Bayete, my queen. Yes.
We don't realize it.
When I say yes, it means you we said those slangs, and you were not there, I was not there, but you see the slangs even just come with the way we connect. So thank you so much, my queen. We have heard that, and whether we like it or not, we are rising anyway. Those that cannot rise, we pull them. We're pulling it. The vibration is so real. It's contaminating. The love, the beauty, the everything, the love for my skin, the love for you, the love for me self. It's so
Yeah.
contaminating, and I think that's just the best thing that we can do. So drink water, mind your African business, and everything is just in place. So my queen, thank you. We're gonna have you again, probably one
Thank
show before
you.
we go. Panama is still in May, so if there's some adjustment or any new things, we like the power, the energy, and
Yes.
yes, the vibration is really what we need here. You don't know how much people you've just healed here today. Yesterday, we also had a conversation on love for ourselves, and a lot of people signed in and even called yesterday. Like, you just don't know how that
Yes.
impacted So
Yes.
even just being here, rallying in the house, whether you're cooking or that's why virtual is good. You could have been doing something or braiding your hair or doing what, but you're following this conversation. So be empowered and
Yes.
be inspired. You mustn't not be here or have done anything, but just being a part of this sweet perfume
Yeah.
that Africa is spraying all over the world. Just, mm,
I
just only
know.
smell it. Even you're already a part of the sweet, sweet. So thank you, Queen. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes, thank you
God
so
bless
much.
all of you.
And you too. We bless you too. And keep
Yes.
sweet, keep sweet, keep beauty,
I
keep
will.
doing things.
Love, truth,
Yeah.
and peace.
Oh
Remember
yeah.
that.
Bye. Bye to
Bye.
you. I know you're in a hurry to go. Thank you so much, my queen. Thank you so much. Good. Wow. And I think that was it for today. We can only keep adding more sweetness. We can only keep adding the perfume. We can only keep, just spraying it, contaminating one another with the love. We can only spread the good news, the good stories of how Africans are really evolving and in our part. And so any other negative energy would just be irrelevant. So play your part. You've been playing your part as you're here, and all of us play our part. We are a puzzle. We are one. You heard it. Our cries, and she was weeping, and that actually broke my heart, coming from the voices of our people, of our halves. When I say people, it's even I just don't know. I'm changing my vocabularies every day to always want to find something that doesn't fit in the normals. So when I say people, it's just like you're talking about people. I want to feel myself in this puzzle. So like, the better part of us, the better side of us out, the part of us that is still wondering, looking for the other part, so that when we meet, and like we're meeting now, we just melt and then evaporate. Whatever. So yes, thank you so much, my better halves, for being on this conversation today. I know today is a very busy day. People are actually making parties, people are reflecting, people are connecting. The symbol of today to many people is something that is very relevant. But one thing that we're giving a message out there: don't look for it outside. It is not found outside. It is not found in churches. It is not found even in congregations when we meet. If you don't have it, you cannot give it. So take this. Solidarity is fine. Connecting is very okay. Socializing, that's who we are. Meeting and eating together, that's it. But it's just to more than that. You have to get it from within. So when you're in, you just contaminate one another. This is your village girl, Nana Efwa, Dr. Susan Tatah. I'm just bringing the vibes from the village. Okay, that's how the village is, the compounds. How do we do to connect? Yeah, we eat together, we go to the rivers, we fish, we farm. The women go together, they sing songs. Oh my goodness. When we're tilling the farms, I saw all this when my mothers were doing it, and I was like a baby. And they exchange each other and they breastfeed each other's child. To be honest with you, I lived all that experience. And the baby see that, right? If I was a nursing mother and the neighbors would bring the other sister, because they really knew it was all about sisterhood, right? And so we also are going to have some topics, very, very important, influential topics as we're evolving. Polygamy is one of that is breaking our heart, that is doing, but it's actually a healing. And I will give you what I know from the village, and I like coming from this background, what it actually was in the origins, not in what we see today. And we're going to begin to see how it's going to work perfectly for us, for those that love it, and how they can do it better in a very sisterhood way, because the origins were from the queens, how they want to support each other, how they want to solve social problems or crises that we're having in the family, and they always needed that help. So you see, this is the real village here. I'm not just coming to sit here and just talk. I only share my experiences, what I grew up seeing, the experiences that I had. And that was what for me defined us like that people. And that's why we have our talks or our proverbs. It takes a village to raise a child. And we always don't know. Some of we copy these proverbs. It takes a village to raise a child because we never had anything. My child, I have to go and do DNA. I have to go and test this. I just saw a son or a daughter. It is mine. And to be honest with you, most of them didn't really know who their true fathers were. But it is a community of oneness. Was that spiritual connection that all made everything work. And if we can just go back, like I said, we use some words, we don't even know the, it's all about money. Oh, if we don't do this, oh, if we don't build this. No, never had been about that. We lived by, I have what you need, I have what I need. I don't want to go back to that again to mess up your evening if that's so boring and quatch, I would say. But I just want to appreciate your time, and I hope that something has changed, or something even maybe just the like the same thing, or something like it's boring, or something like oh bullshit. Never mind. Everything is a plan from the devil. Anything that is working, however you feel, it's a plan. Trust it. Trust that mind. That is what is keeping us intact. And we're only exercising and just, replicating and just doing what the master planner had all planned in us. So don't worry, even if you feel down sometimes, it's still a part of the big plan. If you don't feel down, you don't go really down. Sometimes you really don't know what others go down on. Okay, if you're not given the feeling of poverty, how could you address something like that when somebody say I'm poor? And if also you're not given the burden of too much wealth, how would you know the problems that you're going through in a lonely, sad situation? But if also you're given the comfort of really enjoying the life that you love and cherish so much, how would you be able to know the pain of others? So everything is a plan. The master plan is in control. Nothing is right, nothing is wrong, everything is just good the way it is. So don't look at your situation, particularly my brethren, even here, and you see the situation going on in the diaspora. Let them ride their good cars. They work hard for it. Sometimes most of them are not just showing off. Most of them need it to go to work. It's a necessity in most countries. But on the continent, when we look at it, are like, oh, they're enjoying and they're telling us not to come. That's why we have to die. That's also another topic. You don't really know the depths people get into, even just to take a mortgage or even just to, and it's not a wrong thing. If they celebrate, they go to Hawaii, they go to beaches, or they sit and relax in the sun. Don't be jealous. Don't think it's all just like, well, I want to die. No, make your own beautiful pictures like in the reels, when you're doing it and post it. You see how we'll be envying you. We will just want to be where you are. Forget about all that, you eating your fufu and everywhere with the fingers. And we're just here crying. I just want to be that. So you see, everything is just one. Everything is good. And so that's not reason to jealousy. It's not. Don't. Our people working so hard here. Like countries like in the United States and others, people work 3 4 hours, 3 times jobs, work in the morning, in the night. We've seen incidences where people really even die with the inability to go and even catch their paychecks. So do you think it's a paradise and you are miserable? It's the same thing like us all in the diaspora. We also look at the one on the continents and we see the things they go through and like, what? So your paradise is just where you are. It's a master plan. We are having the experiences so that we can know the pain and the hurt of each other. There's some people that have and they should give. There's some that don't have and they need. And everyone has something. And that's the village also that I know. Everyone has something. If you come into a compound in a village and you don't eat, and they don't serve you food, and even they serve you food you don't eat, that's a blamage, what we say. It's hurting. It's like it's compulsory for you to must eat, because sharing is the only thing. So imagine you giving something and somebody doesn't take. So it's always like it's arrogance. And my mom and the mothers and the kings in the village say you must eat. So you enter into any compound, they give you water to mind your African business, they give you food. And in the villages when we usually cooked, and my mom or all the aunties and everyone say, always leave some because God is going to come in the night to eat. You see, that attitude is in us, has always been. That's the village. And we all are coming from there. So I bless you all today. Enjoy yourselves wherever you are. And don't forget to drink water and mind your African business. Don't, please, just drink water. Oh my God. Is someone drinking out there? Cheryl, where are you? Kwame, Benjamin, Mara, where are you? Please just drink your water and mind our business for today. Thank you so much. I bless you. I share all the love and peace and blessings to all of you out there. We are going to honor Baba James is coming tomorrow. I just hope the program sticks the way it is. So get ready for the king. He's going to come. We've been listening to Queens all these days. And you see, they always, the oneness. It's not about gender. We're one. So, but we say the female version is coming and the male version of the order is coming. All right. So let's tune in tomorrow again. If something happens for whatever reason, I would share. The team is so big, it's getting big. The young people are there all the time. Okay, they are there all the time. The people on the continent, the young people are so awoke. You cannot imagine the support, moral support we are having from young people and elders everywhere on the Pan-African Daily. It's a wonderful thing. That's why we're one. Okay. So thank you so much. We're going to meet us tomorrow. And like I said, if everything works well, if anything changes, we also still going to know about that in due time. So good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all of you wherever you're watching us. This is your village girl, Eni Epwa Tatah. So good night. Bye. We see ourselves tomorrow. Continue to stay sweet and smile sweet. Bye.
You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tatah. The Africa we want. Unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.